Hello everyone, welcome back to Skulls and Flowers. I believe it's been almost a year since I posted my last video. It got a couple views, I was excited about it, and I was inspired and determined to do more videos, do more art projects, and then in the end, life came and I stopped doing it. I still have my little sketchbook where I'm like doing sketches and stuff, but I haven't done a big project since the last project, which was I think the ghost painting, and I haven't done anything else. I had to look for the paintings I was working on, but I'm back determined. Most of it has to do with work because I have like a day job and I have like a night job. Last month, I think I was working two different jobs, going back and forth. It was too much. When you're working in all over the place, you don't have the energy or the time to come home and do the things you like. Now I have a little bit of a break. I'm not working so much, so I've been inspired to go back and do my artistic things, which that was the plan. Not just to do paintings and drawings, but to also record them, post them, and keep a record of them on YouTube because I wanted to create an art channel. But I'm back. I'm starting slow. The first painting I did was a painting on my iPad. I decided to do it on Procreate, which I don't know why, because I have Adobe Fresco and then I pay for Procreate. But I keep seeing that everybody uses Procreate, so I just wanted to try it out to see how it looks. So I did something in there, and hopefully you'll like it. I'm going to share it, my progress, and tell me what you think. Thanks. So the point of doing this drawing on the iPad was just to do something quick and just to get my creative juices going. So I plan to do like a nature scene with like flowers and leaves, something easy that I can finish quickly. It ended up taking longer than I thought because I put so much details in the leaves, and my plan was to cover the whole thing with leaves, but it took so long to draw these that I just decided I'm just going to do a couple of them and then leave the blue as the background. It looks fine. Because at the end, this was supposed to be a fun thing that gets me back into actually painting. So right now this is on an iPad, but from here on out I want to do more things with my acrylic paintings and stuff. So I said as long as it looks fine, I'm happy with it and I can just do something else. And right now you can see that I started shading all the leaves because the first thing I did was just lay them out where I wanted them to be. And then I said, I'm going to go back, shade them. It wasn't really like a two-color shade. I just went for one color. And then I was going to add like leaves on top of other leaves so that it looks like there's a whole bunch of them. And as you can see, I did all the big leaves first. And then I'm going to go back and do the small ones in the back. The one thing I didn't really like about this part was that I noticed that at the bottom, I put a lot of leaves, and then as you go higher, they're not as full. I wish I would have made it more full all the way through. But like I said, this was just for me to start doing something creative, start drawing. So I was happy with how it looked, and I said I had to keep going forward and stop judging myself, because that's one thing that I always do when I'm painting. I start judging the painting before it's even finished. I don't like how it looks, and then I start getting too much in my head. And the purpose of this was just to start doing something and keep going. No matter if it looks good or if it looks bad, you just keep going. This is when I started doing the flowers. My intentions were to paint gardenias, so more like a flowy petals and stuff like that. But in the end, I couldn't really figure out how I was going to do that. So I started just shading in the white and giving it some type of design. And at the same time, I didn't want it to have like this perfect looking design where all of them were going to be the same. I wanted them all to be different. And in the end, they all do look different. Like some of them look like flowers. Some of them look like cinnamon buns. And I don't mind. They look fine. They look tasty. But I wish I could have figured out how to create the leaves the way I wanted. And actually, it wasn't until the last 3 flowers that I figured out how I should have done it. And then I said, I can't go back. I have to keep going forward because that was my whole plan for this. Just keep going forward. Don't look back. Do whatever you have to do. And I said, okay, that's fine. I'm finished. This is where I started adding the smaller leaves because I noticed that I wasn't happy with just the big ones. So I said, I'm going to add small leaves all over the place just to fill it up a little bit more. Again, I made the same mistake as before, that I started working at the bottom, adding all these leaves, and then I never really added as many at the top. So it has this feeling of like the bottom part is really heavy with leaves, and then the top, there's nothing on top. But like I said, it's all about moving forward. So I said, I kept telling myself, and I want everybody to know, like, I kept telling myself, it's supposed to be fun. So stop going into your head. That's one of my big problems. That I'm always in my head. I'm always stopping myself. I'm always criticizing myself. I'm comparing myself to other people that do other things and it comes out great for them. And I'm like, how come mine doesn't look like that? But I keep telling myself, stop doing that. Keep going forward. It looks fine. You wait until you see the finished product. And you should be happy with whatever you create. This is when I started adding the leaves all over the place because I just wanted to lay them out to see how they're going to look. And then I start shading them out. And then when I actually finish all the leaves, I wanted like some other different color in there because I thought it looked kind of boring with the green and the blue and the white. And I decided they want to put oranges. And at first I said, well, oranges don't make sense because these are gardenias, so why would there be oranges in the back? But then I said the whole point of this was to be creative. So if you want to put oranges, put oranges. But here's where the trouble started, because when I decided to put the oranges, the whole thing with the Adobe Fresco and the Procreate is that you have to learn the instrument. So I couldn't figure out how to put the orange behind the flowers, but in front of the blue. It's one of those things where, because you're using this new technology that you're not really used to it, like I'm painting, I'm drawing on these, I have to find which paintbrushes I like, what colors I like, how to mix them. And then whenever you want to do something creative, like I want to move this to that side or add this, because I see videos of people that are very familiar with this and they know how to move things around, they know how to add extra pictures. So when I started adding the oranges, I couldn't figure out, and I still haven't, how to put it in front of the blue color but behind the flowers. And you know what? I think I should figure it out. It's because I need to put them in different layers. That's probably what it is. So when you see the first orange, I couldn't figure out how to do it. And I ended up having to draw it individually within the same layer. And that was my problem. So I had to go around the drawing that I made, the leaves and the flowers, wherever I put the orange, and just color it in. It took a long time, but I was very happy with how it looked. And I said, well, it worked. Next time I'll figure out how to do it correctly or easier way. But for now, I said it's fine. And actually around this part is when I was looking at it and I said, you know what? I'm happy with it. It's maybe not what I thought it was going to be, but I'm happy with the results. I was looking at it and I said, I think this is a painting that I'm proud of. And again, I had to keep reminding myself that the point of this was just to draw something and start doing art again and be creative. I really like how it looks. The one thing that happened was that when I finished it, I kept thinking, have I seen this somewhere before? Did I copy this painting from someone? And it's not like I could actually copy it because I drew it like piece by piece. But after I finished it, I said, I'm pretty sure I've seen this somewhere before. I don't know. If you guys think you've seen it before, let me know. But for now, I will say I'm very happy with what I did. I really like how it came out. And it's the start. And hopefully from here on out, there's a lot more to come. So thank you so much for watching. And make sure to like, subscribe, leave any comments, and if you're somebody that also goes through like artist block, just let me know that it happens, and you guys tell me what you guys do to break out of it. For now, I think I'm happy with what I did, and I hope you like the painting that I did. I was happy with it, and I'm hoping to do a lot more. Thanks for watching. Go out into the world and let's all be creative and not let anything stop us. Okay then, bye.